Blizzard may just have committed one of the largest mistakes they've made in years. And
I can't believe he wears the same outfit every day just for recording his video.
That, I mean Blizzard, the corporate entity beholden to Microsoft, not the actual people in the Warcraft team. You see, what's happened here is cuts were made. A whole team was disbanded, and the impact of that has essentially been immediate. Take a look at this. At Mists of Pandaria Classic's launch, they posted claiming that the Timeless Isle calls. That's a little bit weird. You can't play the Timeless Isle until the last patch, right? And the replies go on to make it very clear that whoever's behind the account seems to think that Pandaria is referred
Experience the timeless melodies of Pandaria
to as the Timeless Isle. Now, obviously, that's a bit stupid. And if it were only that, this wouldn't
just so blunt.
Be news, it would just be a mistake. No, this is actually a critical point in the story that I'm about to tell you. It's the story of how Blizzard, or...
I said, sorry, it's because I have your YouTube stream on and Twitch also. Oh.
Definitely someone else may have just jeopardized WoW's entire future by killing an entire team and replacing them with outsourcing. Here's something that's came in clutch. So I'm traveling to America for the opening day of Epic Universe soon, and I'll be bringing my sponsor, NordVPN, with me. And the reason why is simple. It's because, well, we all felt it with Dragonflight. Things had clearly changed at Blizzard. And this story starts with just one of those changes. On December 21st, 2022, Holly Longdale did something that spawned many news articles.
All right.
She posted this roadmap. And with this, for the first time in WoW's history, we basically knew the whole planned future. Now, we don't know where the idea came from, but we do actually know who made it. A member of their social team, Ratzel. And over the next few years, we got plenty of roadmaps, right? We always saw what was coming.
This is an old video. I live in Orlando. Epic Universe has been open for a minute. No, this video is like 2 days old, dude.
We were told when, and it helped us have faith in the game. Not always faith that would be good, but faith that, hey, there is a calendar, and it does seem that they're going to follow it. And it did at least show that the game was alive, things were going on. Now, Ratzel was also the one behind the excellent trading post previews and a whole bunch of infographics. And that's just one member of the WoW social team. The Warcraft accounts are actually full of like meme parody shorts that keep on going viral. They could hit upwards of 500k views in YouTube, and in one case, over 2 million in TikTok. That's a hell of a lot of eyeballs on World of Warcraft, and some of those eyeballs will translate to sales, or maybe will translate to more retention. Just keeping the
Wait, I've never seen these videos before.
flame of Warcraft alive in someone, even if their last touch point with the franchise was years ago. And every few days, there would be a meme, something to share, some well-presented short on what's coming in a patch. To put it simply, it felt like WoW, in terms of its social media presence and its ability to engage, was actually thriving again. But unfortunately for us, Microsoft stepped in, and now they've killed that.
No! Those videos were good.
On the 2nd of July 2025, Microsoft laid off 9,100 employees. Now, we don't have the exact figures of what hit the gaming division, but we do know that up to half of them were from Xbox. Now, remember, Xbox does include the WoW development team because that's Microsoft's gaming wing. As an example, the Elder Scrolls Online studio had their whole new MMO project be cancelled. So harshly, in fact, that they called the layoffs inhumane. That was even though apparently Xbox executives had played their new MMO and basically thought it was brilliant. And we know that at least some of these cuts were also from Blizzard Entertainment, because
after 8 years at Blizzard, I was like, oh, as part of today's layoffs, I'm honestly heartbroken. Making content for Warcraft Social the last 3 years was the most fun I've had in my entire career, especially because of our amazing team who loved WoW as much as I do. Oh.
Ratzel announced that they were laid off. And in their tweet, they revealed that they had been doing it for the last 3 years, right? Doing their job. That's exactly the span of when WoW's public reputation started to upswing. I mean, yes, we can talk about individual game design things, but just their ability to engage in social media, that was there. Another person is Stats, who is a writer for the social team. They didn't get a contract renewal. Another 3-year veteran laid off was Eric. And in his series of now deleted tweets, Eric said the layoffs are, quote, cleaning up what's left of the team after it was being dismantled beforehand. Likely, of course, in the earlier layoff waves that have happened this year. No,
jeez, man.
Instead, Microsoft will be saving money. They'll be doing that by outsourcing all of that social team's work to an agency. Now, that social team was responsible for basically spreading the good news of parts of WoW reviving, and by every metric that we can see, they were successful. Look at the shorts, look at the Twitter engagement, it was there, it was much better, but now they are gone, replaced by outsiders to cut costs. And within just 1 week, the impact of this was absolutely clear.
Damn, how much money? I feel like WoW makes a lot of money, no? They gotta make more. Damn, bro. It's so sad when, like, really good things get destroyed because of corporate greed, you know? I just want to reflect on that for a second. So sad, bro. So sad. Dude, Blizzard was so much different back in the day. You should say capitalism. I don't think capitalism... that's just like I don't know, man. I think capitalism is amazing. Definitely a big fan of capitalism. Yep. But yeah, I think it can be taken too far for sure.
Look, if we didn't notice, we probably wouldn't have made this video, but we did notice, because it was blindingly goddamn obvious. Matt and our team sponsored one of these new posts after the layoffs, and he was kind of appalled. And look, here,
capitalism is the most horrible thing to happen to humanity. Is it? Think so? You can complain about corporate greed, but love capitalism? Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here. I'm looking at my iPhone right now, you know? I've got, 1 gig download and upload. Got my NVIDIA GeForce graphics card in my computer, I wonder what system could have caused all those innovations that we enjoy today.
Northern Ireland, we totally talk like sailors, so I can't actually relay his specific words or else YouTube would get angry, but here's the post that he was reacting to. It is just weird. Quote, experiment with best environments for animals. Is that a banner in Temu? What's going on? Bad English and an even uglier image. This is terrible advertising for the game. The new shorts that exist explaining the features are stiff, they are boring, they don't even use the right goddamn font. Scrolling down the Facebook page, you can also tell which posts are from the new agency because they are dry and they are light.
They suck. No.
You can also tell which posts are from the new agency because they are dry and they are lifeless. This is the sort of thing that you may think is minor, but look, the discipline of copywriting is one of those things where it's actually the tiny little changes that add up humongously. Copywriting is important, and whoever's involved in this stuff is not a skilled copywriter. And look, you don't even need to be a skilled copywriter if you actually know and love the community that you're talking to. Basically, these people don't know that community. And while that example is just a minor one,
it's more publicly traded companies that are the worst. Problem is people who make 50K are struggling now. It won't be long until people who are making 100K are struggling, then 500K, then 1 million. Yeah, I think it can go too far. I think there should be oversight. But I think capitalism, yeah, it's good for innovation, no?
It actually misrepresents the new content that it's trying to show off. Now, the worst that I've seen so far is one you've already been showed. This one, the Timeless Isle calls. No, it doesn't call. That's in patch 5.4, which you won't be able to play.
Oversight ain't happening enough? Like, what countries do you think are so bad? Think it's just America, or what?
For ages, Pandaria calls. So whoever wrote that obviously doesn't know World of Warcraft.
Capitalism is not the only system that makes human innovate. Like, what other systems do we know of? Maybe explain. Elaborate?
They just read some brief. Probably an AI summary of a brief because, I mean, look, honestly, ChatGPT or Claude would probably write better content than this and at least know how to capitalize a feature.
Socialism? Norway's pretty good. Is Norway actually socialist, though? Is that true? Quick AI Google says, no, Norway is not a socialist country, but it has a large and robust welfare state. It's described as a social democratic model. While the country's economy has state ownership in strategic areas, it is primarily a mixed economy and a strong capitalist characteristics. Interesting.
This is unbelievably bad. So to me, this is just sloppy, and it's a very stark contrast to say this pretty damn incredible looking launch trailer that is the sort of thing that would make people want to go and buy a game. So to me, whenever I look at these posts, it feels like something familiar. The complete garbage ads that you see for janky mobile cash grab games. Not the sort of premium legendary MMO that World of Warcraft is supposed to be. And if you think I'm exaggerating, check out this next post because it's the exact opposite.
Might just be Tychondrius that's messed up. I don't think I have characters on any other server.
Quote, a voice that echoed like thunder across worlds, a spirit too wild for just one realm, Azeroth salutes you. You know that someone with heart wrote that, right? It's about Ozzy. There's feeling there. Calling him the original Prince of Darkness is of course a reference to the old World of Warcraft ad that he made with Blizzard back during the day. And that was another time, an era where WoW actually had effective marketing.
He said regulated capitalism is fine. The Milton Friedman meta build that ruined IRL game and there's no patch to nerf it soon.
At least in its home market. Aussie, Mr. T, South Park episode. Basically, for lack of a better way to put it, they had the right vibes. WoW was thriving and had a great rep, and all that publicity sealed the deal. Now, though, that type of heart,
with Aussie is legendary. I know.
with the audience, that's just not really possible. Under Microsoft's tenure, look at the sorts of cuts that they make. And the reason why is their institutional pressures and their institutional DNA. Because at the end of the day, this is an entertainment product that is being ran by an enterprise software company. In this world, there are hard things and there are soft things. No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about numbers versus vibes, right? The quantitative and the qualitative. They are different, and the vibes are the sort of thing that Blizzard got right for years, then messed up, and just started kind of recently, the last few years, to get right again. Now, these layoffs come from Microsoft, a very different culture, one that only really cares about the hard things, the rational, the quantifiable. How can they cut costs to get the next...
Let's see if I DC'd again. Try to get in.
Fatality.
Bump, bump, bump. Here we go.
quarter to look better? Where can they replace one team with another team that is cheaper? To someone who works in money and hard numbers, a social media post is just a social media post. You might have a quota per week. But as I just showed you, it's very obviously not that to us on the ground. And it's that all the same mentality. A social post is a social post is a social post. Quality doesn't matter. That sort of mentality is how we get to something like this.
Capitalism is rotten. It's like that quote. Capitalism is utterly awful, except for every other option.
Take a look at this. This is the extremely obvious use
of
generative AI
I don't know,
in
I've
an
never heard that
internal
quote before.
crossover. And look, we can't say who's to blame here exactly. It could just be a contracted artist being cheeky, or the NetEase Immortal team passing something over to Blizzard. But either way, it should never have happened, because this is what we're left with. Not even Toronto.
How did the chat get on the capitalism hate train? We were watching this video about devs getting laid off. And I was saying that's corporate greed, and then someone said that's capitalism. And I said, well, I mean, maybe capitalism gone too far, but I'm a fan of capitalism. And then people, they didn't like that. Some people. Yo, Pedroon. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother.
Warrants enough respect to be hand-drawn, so we get this weird bimboified straight out of an image gen thing. It's a Blizzard that doesn't care enough to make real or even convincing art. Now, obviously, the employees at Blizzard do. Even the leaders. I do not believe for a second that Holly or Ian would sign off on something like this for World of Warcraft, or would let their social team go without a fight. I actually hope that me making a video like this and making public awareness will arm people within Blizzard with a bit of a stick, being able to say, well, look at that very riled up community who disagrees with the obviously bad thing that you lot did. That's useful. This video is meant to give them ammunition. So, yeah, Ian, Holly, reload your Glock with mind bullets from this video. Anyway, take a look at this. Ian even appeared in one of their shorts, right? So this stuff can work, and those people were integrated, right? Ian and Holly know that the social team matters. That's why part of this stuff's got better, because the people leading the company clearly know what's important. Or should I say, leading the team, because the company is kind of a different thing.
That was a cute
And
video.
Microsoft are a company so large that they do not cut costs with a scalpel. No, they use a scythe, they close their eyes and take humongous
Dude, I want to get one of these things.
swings. I mean, if you've got over 200,000 employees and you
I wonder
wanna
how hard it is to mow my lawn with a scythe. Like, I actually want to try sometime, I swear.
chop off a few percentage, what else are you going to do? The market needs good news this quarter, goddammit. And look, at least we don't have AI being used to promote WoW. Not yet.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting
Not
DC
being
transact. I got DC like 5 times in a row while sitting in queue, unfortunately. Yo, Pedroon, thanks so much for the sub, my man. I appreciate it, bro.
Dramatic.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
On our team couldn't believe that the Timeless Isle mistake was real, so he asked if it was AI. Like, he basically said, "Hello, World of Warcraft. Are you a chatbot, Mr. X account?" And
Welcome to the Timeless Isle. Is this an AI response? Nope. We have no intention of using AI at this time. And why do you sound like a robot?
they said, no, they have no intention of using AI at this time. Now, there's a whole talk about Gen AI in the future and all of that stuff that we don't even need to have in this instance, actually. Because even if we only think about output quality, well, that's okay. We can see the output is slop. It's shit. It's bad work. This cost-cutting leads to sloppy work, and that leads to death by 1,000 cuts. AI promo art tells you that the event is a cash grab, right? It's all about signaling value. If this event actually mattered, well, maybe they would have bothered to actually put some effort in, instead of just go generate a thing, right? If you see poorly written social posts, guess what? That'll tell you that the reputation of this game is a bit of an afterthought, because whoever's doing this is just doing social media posts for a quota. Now, I'm not saying that this is the end of the world, but I am saying this has got the potential to do serious damage. There's a reason why. Because World of Warcraft is about to get its best chance ever, and right as it has that chance, they fired the people who could capitalize on it. Opening Night Live is the big thing for Gamescom, and it averaged out to 1.1 million live viewers last year. The VOD had over 40 million viewers. That's a lot of people. Now this year, Xbox actually forked out to have the Midnight Cinematic be shown to all of those people, right?
I'm excited for this. What day is this, by the way? I think I'm going to be camping around this time. I need to, I'm going to have to rush home. I think it happens on, a Wednesday or something. I think I'm camping the 18th, 19th, and then I'm coming home on the 20th. So I need to get back ASAP.
Now, Midnight is the first expansion
What's up,
built
Warp?
exclusively, completely as a part of the World Soul saga. The War Within was basically them taking an already half-done expansion and kind of ramming it into the story that they would end up telling, which is why War Within is a little bit...
I just got Midnight? What do you mean you got Midnight? Oh, the mount? Congrats, dude. To be fair, also, the Venruki, capitalism has done you wonders. Your effort you put into your streaming career and is by now surely considered a career, has rewarded you in proportion to your efforts. That's the brilliant side of it. Yeah. I mean, capitalism isn't perfect, but I don't really know a better system. I think regulated capitalism is probably my preference.
Funny. Anyway, what it's also is the first pure Mattson cinematic kind of since his return. His full return, that is. And we already kind of know what's going to happen. We see Silvermoon being invaded by the Void. And the last big cinematic that Chris Mattson was heavily involved in before he left? Well, it was the Battle for Azeroth one. Now, that expansion didn't turn out great narratively, but goddamn, that cinematic captured what we all wanted from Battle for Azeroth. The problem with BFA is BFA just wasn't particularly interested in telling its own story, so it told other random stories, but that's not really the point. The point is, we have an opportunity that could be that big. A cinematic that has one of the largest reaches they will pretty much have had in years and years and years and years.
Democratic socialism is better than regulated capitalism? What are some countries that you would consider democratic socialist? Scandinavian system is the best. They routinely have the happiest people on earth, but both Sweden and Norway have a lot of capitalism in their economy? No?
This would be the perfect time for WoW's social media team to plant a flag, to capitalize on all of this. And for all that to be capitalized on by a team who are
It was funny that he said that twice in a row. That was great.
genuinely deeply excited, who come from the community and know the community, who can make clever posts, who can do jokes that are actually funny, do clips that can go viral because they're funny instead of being forced cringe all the time. But now that will not happen because those people are
exactly. Capitalism with socialist democratic values is usually usual in countries like yours and mine under the dominion of the UK. We're doing pretty good with the system. Yeah.
gone. When people go to look...
What would you consider Canada? I would consider Canada capitalist, right?
World of
With
Warcraft
some like socialist stuff, which I
and
support, by the way.
They'll see incredible cinematics and feel powerful vibes.
Scandinavia is regulated capitalism. I guess like every system can be described as regulated capitalism. Guess you got to specify a little bit and how much it's regulated.
And then that will immediately be undercut by cheap, shitty work everywhere else. This, even looking at their Facebook and so many of their comms, it's just weird, janky sentence.
Essentially don't privatize services. Yeah, I agree with that. I love public healthcare. I think everyone should have healthcare. It's scary. Like, I'm going to be moving to the US soon. It scares me. I'm not going to lie.
Sort of related emoji. This is absolutely embarrassing. This is a complete shame. Like, you should be ashamed, people responsible for this. And I say people responsible for this because the poor bastards at the other end of some outsourced company being forced to do this stuff, it's not their fault. No, it's the people who are making the cuts.
Stay out of the US.
It's their fault. The people who don't understand that this is an entertainment product, that this is something that people engage with on an emotional basis. It's not...
Can we focus on the video? Bellular put a lot of work into it. My apologies to Bellular. We're going to focus on the video, guys. I'm really sorry about that. Let's focus up, okay? Let's finish this. In fact, I'm going to rewind just so we don't miss anything.
It's their fault. The people who don't understand that this is an entertainment product, that this is something that people engage with on an emotional basis. It's not enterprise software. And even worse, imagine being the World of Warcraft development team, actually trying. And maybe you're excited. Maybe you have ground out through what I know has been a goddamn tumultuous time internally for that team. They've shipped out so many patches. I know people are kind of struggling, feeling burnt out and stuff like that over there. So for so many of those people, what's Midnight going to be? Well, their first chance to actually have an expansion sort of made to plan without bullshit of being in a massive transitionary sort of era, right? Because it's not like they're, halfway through War Within development and suddenly Metzons came in. The story's different now. This should be their big moment. And what are they going to see their work represented by? Utter slop like this. Those people deserve better. The community deserves better. This is an embarrassment and a travesty. And it...
So harsh.